today I'm going to teach you how to draw some creative creatures. The first couple examples I've already done, and I'm going to do a new one. So this is an owl, and I can show you how to do that in a second. This is a quick walrus I've yet to color. And then this is a very large elephant, and it's in a cartoon fashion. So I'm going to be drawing some small little options so that you will have some different ideas and you can make them more or less complicated. Let's get started. The first animal I'm going to draw is going to be a little cat. So I'm going to start off with a oval head. I'm going to draw two pointy ears, and then this is where your creativity can come in. You can use larger eyes, and then smaller other features. I'm drawing a small nose and mouth. Going to draw some whiskers. This is where you can look at different images before you decide what you want your cat to look like. There's so many different cartoons that are fun to look at, and we can learn a lot from other people's designs. So I'm just drawing two little paws towards the front, and then these side hips coming in as if it was sitting down. I have the little tail here, and then you can go back and erase any sketches that you did not like. After you have drawn your creature, you want to make sure you outline it. I'm using a more fine-tipped pen, but you can use a Sharpie or a normal pen. And then when you are designing your creature, you can design it with colored pencil in mind, or you can use markers, paints, whatever you want to create a creative look. So I'm quickly outlining my little cat here. And my pen is running out. That happens. See if I can. I got it. Oh, come on. And then this is where the creativity begins. You can decide what color you want your cat. I picked some colors over here that I thought were creative, and I decided I'm going to go with a purple. So if you have really dark purple, it sometimes can cover over your line, so I do want to be thinking about how dark a purple you choose. If you want it to be a solid cat, or if you want it to have stripes, I'm going to draw some little pink around the ears and the nose. I'm also going to keep around the eyes white, but I'm going to add some green. And going to give it a nice smooth coloring. Oh, whoops. So if you're like me and using a thicker marker, you have to kind of be careful around the features or draw a little bit larger, so it's easier to color in the lines. Well, that's fairly simple and not super complicated. That's probably the most simple design I've done. And I might probably go back and go over these lines with a thicker black marker. All right, moving on, I'm going to draw what animal should I do next? a chicken, that would be funny, or a rabbit. So first thing is first, you always want to start with your head, and then I'm going to draw one rabbit ear flopped, and then one kind of off to the side. I don't know if I'm gonna like that, but you want your big eyes once again, and then little nose, maybe some teeth. Oh, that looks really great. Oh goodness. Okay, and then this is where creativity can come in. I saw a really funny example of a really skinny rabbit's neck. So we can think of different ways to make it interesting for sure. And then maybe the arms at the front. And come like that. And then you probably want to outline it. Going to go ahead and use a thicker color for my outline. I'm going to go ahead and try to outline my features. It's not going exactly as planned, but that's okay. We give it some blue eyes, a pink little nose, and then I'm going to add some color. So you can give it some grass maybe to sit on. And I didn't get into how you can design a cool box for your animal and color it in to make it stand out a little bit more, but that's another fun idea. In this case, I'm going to try to keep my colors fairly light. I think I'm going to do a light gray / bluish gray bunny here. And I'm probably going to add a little pink inside the ears. Be pretty careful around these eyes. These are interesting markers. They have like a brush and then a point, smaller end, I believe. Someone gave them to me, and I have been getting used to it. And you can just, continue to create your different types of creatures. I wanted to say a couple things about texture. So this owl has a lot more interesting texture. So I did for where the feathers would be, well, especially on where the wing is, little swirls, and that creates a little illusion of texture, some interest that breaks up then these solid blocks of color. And I liked the example I found that had these different types of eyes. Again, you can always go back and add some details. Little lines like this can create some interesting details. But the most, I think, important thing is just that you have fun with it. You can make up a little story, little cartoon. If you wanted just to create your own, maybe more three-dimensional. You could use some colors that are very similar and make maybe one darker than the other, or outline it more. And colored pencils would be a great way to add some different texture. With marker, it looks more like a poster, which is, a very nice look. But there's other mediums you can use when you're doing this project. I thought this would be fun, some easy, summer inspired, something you can do when you are unsure what else to do, and maybe to have some fun, give a card to somebody with a funny animal on it, make a funny joke in your card. Whatever that looks like for you. I thought these would be funny, give you a little laugh. So you can just keep going, but those are